Okay, today, if you have any questions, you can just put it in the comment section. Then I'm gonna do it. Okay. Today I'm going to start with subject of the formula. We have S equals to UT plus half AT squared. So here we want to make the T the subject of the formula. So if you want to make the T the subject of the formula, how do you do this? Now, there are several ways you can do this. But one thing I would like you to do is, this is a quadratic problem. It's a quadratic equation problem. So the first thing you have to do, let's rewrite this by making this the subject of the formula, which is going to be half AT squared plus UT. Okay, let's do it this way: minus S equals to 0. You know, if you remember that a quadratic equation is of the form of AX squared plus BX plus C equals to 0. This is the general form of quadratic equation. Please, if you have questions, just put it in the comment section. So this is the general form of quadratic equation. And look at this. The coefficient of x squared is this. The coefficient of x is this, and the coefficient, and this is going to be the constant. So this makes sense. Okay, this makes a lot of sense. But to make this make more sense, let's multiply through by this so that we can get rid of the fraction. So let's multiply this by 2. So by multiplying this by 2, here we have AT squared. Okay, here we have AT squared plus 2UT minus 2S equals to 0. And see, it makes more sense like this. Now, there's a formula we call quadratic formula. A quadratic formula approach says that you use this method of T equals to minus B squared minus B. You have minus B, okay? You square it, right? You square this, plus or minus roots. No, minus B plus or minus root B squared minus 4AC over 2A. Yeah. This should be the right one. So we have minus B plus or minus B squared minus 4AC. Please, if you have any question, just put it in the comment section. Now, how do you do this? Look at this now. Our coefficient of A is still remain the same. This is going to be your B. And this is going to be my what? My C. So what we just have to do is to plug in this coefficient into this equation. So by doing this, we have C equals to minus B. Now 2U is going to take the place of B. So here we have 2U, okay, minus 2U plus or minus square root B squared. So B squared is going to be 2U squared. You know, don't forget, we are taking this form to do it. So we are only interested in the coefficients. So minus 4AC, which is 4. A still remains the same as A. And my C is what? Negative 2S. Negative 2S. Dividing all by 2A, which is 2. And my A is what? Still the same. Okay? So this is what we've got. Could you please explain pre-calculus to me? Okay. Yeah, after this, I'm going to do that. Okay. Now we have this. Now, simplifying this further, here we have minus 2U plus or minus 2u all squared is going to be 4u squared. Negative multiplying negative gives positive 8as over 2a. So this is what we've got. Now, what can we do from here? You can look at, if you look at this, you can see that 4 is common to both sides. Okay, so from here we have minus 2u plus or minus square root. You can factorize 4 out from here. You should factor out 4. So here you'll be left with u squared plus, here we have 2as. Everything over 2a. Okay? Now, if you have a very good look at this, you know, there's something in mathematics. If you have 4 times 2, you can find the square root of the 4, which is the rule of third. So we can do the same thing here. So here we have negative 2u plus or minus square root of 4 is the same thing as 2. So you are bringing it out of the square root. So here we have u squared plus 2as over 2a. And from here, what next can we do? You can see that 2 is common to both sides. And as 2 is common to both sides, you can factor it out. So here we have 2. Negative u plus or minus root u squared plus 2as over 2a. And what can we do? Cancel out the 2 because it has been factored out. So finally, our final answer is going to be negative u plus or minus root u squared plus 2as over a. And you can separate them whereby you have negative 2 plus 2as and the other one. So yeah, in the comment section, I will simply say the calculus. Yeah. So these are the basic things. Specifically, what do you want me to explain? Yeah, I just wanted to be specific because calculus is somewhat wide. But we can look at calculus in itself. So any question from this, let me know. If you have any question based on what I've explained so far, let me know. So in the absence of none, let me clean this and let's talk a little bit about differentiation then. Okay, let's have a look at calculus and let's talk about differentiation. Now, yeah, let's have a little bit talk about calculus. And here I'm going to talk about differentiation. So when we talk about the word differentiation, probably I'm not going to go into the details of, you know, when you have a straight line like this, and you are interested in calculating the slope. This is the y-axis. This is the x-axis. Okay? Here is going to be your x1. This is what? X2. This is y1. And if you have a look at this is what? Y2. So you're looking at the straight line, the angle of the straight line. Okay? Now, if you want to find the slope of this, your slope, let's represent it with m, is just your difference of x2 minus x1 divided by the difference of your y. Oh, sorry. It should be the difference of your y divided by the difference of your x. So this is the slope of this. So this takes us to calculus that, okay, when you are differentiating, you know, if you look at the application of calculus or differentiation, you talk about in physics, we have the acceleration, we have the velocity, the double differentiation, the single differentiation. So here, that is why commonly in calculus, we used to use the y, the x. Why? You know, y2 minus y1 itself is the same thing as delta y. And this is the same thing as delta x. So that is the change in y on the vertical side over the change in x, okay, over the change in the horizontal side. So this is how calculus is being, the basic concept. But there's something we call differentiation from the first principle. It's a little bit long. So I'm not going to the differentiation from the first principle. I just want to introduce you to the basic knowledge you need to know. Then let's apply what you've just learned. Now, by applying this, you know, when you want to differentiate just a term, if you have y, your y can be mx plus c. M is the coefficient of the variable x. And your c is a constant. So if you are differentiating your function y with respect to x, we use this method. If your y is in form of x to the power of n, or let's say ax to the power of n, if your function y is, you can have your y as this. This is a common term, but if your y is defined as ax to the power of n, your a is the coefficient, your x is the variable of interest, and you can have your y too. It can be a coefficient too. Now, here, if you want to find the derivative of your y with respect to x, what you just have to do is bring this n, bring it down. Your n, just bring it down. So 0 is going to be n times a times the variable x. Subtract 1 from the top. What did I do? If you have the function y given as this, and you want to differentiate with respect to x, just bring the power down, multiply it with a coefficient, and take 1 away from the power. That is it. So you bring down the power, and you subtract 1 from it. This is the general form for just differentiating. This is the general form for what? For differentiating. Next, let's apply this. Okay? Let's apply this. Okay, let's have some examples. I'm going to do some of the examples, and I'm going to allow you to do some of the examples too. Differentiate the following. Differentiate the following. A, here we have y to be equals to 2x plus 3. B, also, please, I forgot to mention, if you are differentiating a constant, it is 0. A constant is 0. Why? Is the derivative of a constant is 0. For example, we have y to be equals to 5. And I'm telling you that the x is 0. Who can tell me the reason why we have the derivative to be 0? If you can tell me this in the comment section, I can. I'm going to give you a bonus. Who can just tell me why the derivative is going to be 0? Can I wait for a minute? If you can tell me why the derivative of a constant is 0. Anybody from the comment section? No. It's very easy. Why? Because writing 5 is the same thing as writing x to the power of what? Of 0. Anything to the power of 0 is what? 1. So it's the same thing as doing this. If you differentiate this, it's like multiplying 0 times 5. Because if you bring this down, and we have x to the power of 0 minus 1. So once 0 multiplies everything, it turns everything to 0. So the derivative of a constant will always be 0. Always be 0. Always be 0. So now, for part B, here I have y to be equals to 3x squared minus 5x plus 100. C, we have y to be equals to minus 2x cubed plus 3x minus 4. So I have these three, and I want you to differentiate this for me. How do you do this? Now let me do the first one. Here we have y equals to 2x plus 3. If you want to differentiate this, don't forget the rule that says what? Here, if your y is ax to the power of n, I told you that the y, the x, is going to be n times a x to the power of n minus 1. Just use the power to multiply the coefficients and take one away from the power. Okay? Now, the same thing here. If you look at this, 2x, the power of x is 1. That's why you can have x. So that means you are multiplying 1 with what? It's like 1 times 2. The power multiplying this, x to the power of what? 1 minus 1. And I told you constant is what? 0. So 1 times 2 is still going to be 2. X to the power of 1 minus 1 is what? 0. And anything to the power of 0 in mathematics is what? Is 1. So finally, 2 times 1 is 2. That is, if you differentiate this, your first derivative is going to be 2. It's going to be 2. So this is going to be 1 minus 1, and there's going to be 0. And I told you constant is always 0. So here we have 1 times 2 is going to be what? 2. So this is the first one. Let's see. Can you put the answer of question 2 in the comment section? Let me just wait for a few minutes and let's see if anybody can do that. Put the answer in the comment section for question number 2. For question number 2. I'll be waiting. Okay? So just try question number 2 and let's see if you can do that. Let's see if you can do question number 2. Do this. Okay? Just use the same approach. The same method, the same approach. If you remember this, then you should be able to do it. Yes. I'll be waiting. And if you can't, then I'm going to do it. Just a few minutes. Put the answer in the comment section. I'm checking the comment section. Okay? I can see Mustafa Mahmoud. 6x minus 5. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Yeah. Okay, let me do question number 2. Since Mustafa Mahmoud has done it, then you can try question number 3 too. So let me do question number 2. For question number 2, we have y equals to 3x squared minus 5 x plus 100. So your first derivative is going to be, now, just use these two to multiply the 3, the coefficients. And here we have x. So take away 1 from the power. You've done the first part. For the second part, we have minus 5. You know, this is just the same thing as the first one we did. This is going to be minus 5. And this constant is going to be 0. So 2 times 3 is going to be 6x. 2 minus 1 is 1. So it's the same thing as x to the power of 1 minus 5. So this is the first derivative. You are correct, Mahmoud. Now, we've done the second part. So the y, the x for the second part is 6x minus 5. Now my question is, do the third one. Let's see the answer in the comment section. If you want to check this video after this recording, you can subscribe to my channel and go to the live section to watch it. Or you can just share on your WhatsApp so that you can always click the link to watch the video. Okay. What is question number 3? Somebody to do this. Let me wait for the answer in the comment section. Just do question number 3. I mean the C parts. Let me give you a few minutes so you can do the C parts. Okay, try to do the C. Just use the same approach. So here what we have is negative 2x cubed. Negative 2x cubed plus 3x minus 4. Negative 2x cubed. We've done the first two. So we're waiting for the third part. Okay. Is Mustafa still there? Okay, let me do the third part. I know the negative sign is a little bit. We have y equals to negative 2x cubed plus 3x minus 4. Okay, now using the same approach, here we have the first derivative, the y, the x. So let the 3 come down. So we have negative 2 times 3. X, 3 minus 1. So just take away 1 from the power. Okay, plus 3x minus 4. If you differentiate 3x, just like the first one we did, it's just going to be 3. So this is a constant. It's going to go away. Okay, we don't need the constant term. So negative 2 times 3 is going to be what? Negative 6. X, 3 minus 1 is going to be squared plus 3. So this is the answer to, okay. Yeah, you got it, Mustafa. Yeah, you got it right. That makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense. So it's negative 6x squared plus 3. Now, before I move away from this, let me just clean this and let's ask. I just want to test your knowledge on something. I have one more question on this before I move away. Here we have, if y equals to 3, or let me just put 4x to the power of negative 3 minus 2x to the power of negative 1 plus 3x minus 7. What is the first derivative? Yeah, this is another question. Yeah, I wanted to try this. And after that, we're going to move to probably functions of a function. After this, we can move to function of a function. After this, I think we only have 2 people online right now. So here we have this. The same way to differentiate, the same approach of differentiation. Let me just write the formula out for easy sake. Don't forget that if y equals to ax to the power of n, then your dy dx is going to be n times a x to the power of n minus 1. So this is the same method we're going to be using. So the same approach we're going to be using. We're using the same approach. Okay. I can see what you are doing, Mustafa. Negative 12x to the power of negative 4 plus 2x to the power of negative 2 plus 3. Make a lot of sense. Yeah. Make a lot of sense. Let me do this. Yeah. Good. Now, what I just need to do here is you're having negative 3 multiplying your coefficient 4. X, negative 3, just take away 1. Okay. Minus 2. Or minus negative 1. Just bringing it to the back. Multiplying the coefficient of 2. X to the power of negative 1, negative 1. And this is going to be 3. So this is a constant. It's going to be 0. And here we have negative 3 times 4. It's negative 12. X to the power of negative 4. Negative multiplying negative is positive. 2x, which is negative 2, minus 1 is negative 2, plus 3. Yeah, this makes sense, Mustafa. Yeah, considering moving to function of a function, if you need any topic you want me to do, just put it in the comment section. I think I have a few minutes left before I end this section. Do you have any suggestion for any topic you want me to teach, or any questions you have, put it in the comment section. We have 10 more minutes to end this section. You can subscribe so that you can see my videos. I have over 400 videos on my channel. All the mathematics y past questions right now, the further math has been solved, and it's available on my channel. And I have playlists on statistics, series of and sequence, Olympiad mathematics. I have everything on my channel. You can check out my channel, Ajade Math Class. You can click on subscribe button so that you can see all my videos. And if you have any requests for me, if you want me to do any question for you, you can send a WhatsApp message to +234 81 62 93 7165. Just mathematics related problem alone. I don't charge for my, I only teach for free. Yes, I teach for free. So it's just for people to understand mathematics. That is my motivation. So you can send some, questions to me. I can help you with it. Yeah, but before I do it, you must have shown your own effort too. That, oh, you've tried this question and you're unable to do it, then I can help you with it. Okay? So any question, you can put it in the comment section. I have 7 more minutes to end this session. If you need any question or anything you want me to do a video on, any topic in mathematics you would like me to do any video on, so you can put it in the comment section. I think this live has been on for like 30 minutes now. So today, we've been able to do algebra, and also we've been able to do calculus. So we are able to do 2 things today. So actually, we can do function of a function. Yes. Let me just do a question on that, and we can call it a day. Just a function of a function. Let me call it function of a function. Yeah. Still under differentiation. It is called functions of a function. You see, it's just the same way, the same thing I did right now, but just little dimension. That is, if you have y equals to 2x plus 3 squared, how do you do this? Yes, this is another aspect you need to pay attention to. You have something like this. You know, I told you the rule, bring this down, multiply with the coefficient, that's it. But in this case, this is a function itself. It has another one at the top. So how do you do this? See, for you to do this, the first thing you do is, let's deal with what we have in the brackets. So you can say that let u to be equals to 2x plus 3. So this is the first thing you do. Let u to be equals to 2x plus 3. This is what you have in the parentheses. So this is the function. So now, if u equals to this, then your y equals to what? U squared. Because now you've made this to be u. So it's the same thing as saying u squared. Okay? Now, the first thing you have to do is differentiate your u with respect to x. This is a function of u with respect to x. So the same way we did the previous one we've done, is the same way we're going to do this. Okay? So here we have, if you differentiate this 2x plus 3, is the same thing as 2. Just this. This is a constant, goes to 0. I mean, it is 0. So if you differentiate, you only have 2. This is differentiating u with respect to x. What about y? Next, you differentiate y to the respect to what? U. So if you differentiate this with respect to u, let your 2 come down. U, 2 minus 1 is the same thing as 1. So if you differentiate this, you have this. Now, what is our dy dx? Our dy dx is the same thing as saying dy du times du dx. Now, have a look at this. If you cancel out, du cancel out, you still have dy dx. So that is, you multiply the y du and you multiply it with what? Du dx. This is the method for function of a function. So your dy du is 2u times du dx is what? 2. So this is going to be what? 4u. We have 4u. And finally, what is u? U is what? 2x plus 3. Faculty. And this is the end of it. And I have another shortcut you can use to do this. And what is the shortcut? The shortcut is just bring this 2 to the back, differentiate this function, which is also 2, and multiply it, and take away 1 from here. If you have a look at this, this is the same thing as 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 2x plus 3 to the power of 1, which is the same thing as this. We have the same thing as that. Questions? Okay, before I leave, let me leave you with a question and let's see if you can do it. And that's going to be the last question for today. And the question is simple. Here we have 3x minus 5 keep. What is your first derivative? Let's see. If you can do this and put the answer in the comment section. 8 people online. Yeah. Let's see if maybe 1 or 2 can do this. Just maybe 1 or 2. And then we end the session. Okay? 5 minutes to do this. Just put the answer in the comment section. You can use the long approach or you can use the short approach. If you want to use the long approach, you can make the function in the parentheses to be probably maybe u or v or any other variable apart from y. And you can differentiate that function, rewrite your y with respect to the variable, and also differentiate, and you can multiply out to see. And alternatively, you can just use the common derivative by differentiating the function in the parentheses, bring it out. The value at the top, which is the power, bring it out, multiply it. So that's another way. There are so many things you can learn on differentiation and calculus. Even under differentiation, you can learn the differentiation with the this is not the first principle approach, but that is the foundation of what we are doing. It's a pretty much long step. Okay, we have 3 minutes more. And don't forget what I said. To see some of my videos, you can just go to my channel and subscribe. I have over 400 videos. The West African examination, the further maths has been solved. It is there. I have questions on, videos on Olympiad Mathematics, International Olympiad Mathematics, videos on series and sequences, log reading, geometry, trigonometry, statistics, probability, different videos on different playlists on my channel. Just check them out. You can go to I have some math trick questions on my YouTube shorts. You can check everything out. Yeah. So yeah, we have 2 minutes more to do this. Let's see. Yeah, we have a minute more. Mustafa, I can see what you've done. Yeah, 9, 3x. Perfect, yeah. Perfect. Mustafa, don't forget to subscribe so you can see my subsequent videos. You've been the the consistent follower today. Barakallah. That's good. Okay, I'm going to end the live section now. Don't forget to subscribe. Then we see next. Nice meeting you all.